Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming through. My name is Taurence, and today I'm going to do a quick read from my book. I'm going to read the introduction of my book. In the last video, I read from the Ascension of Isaiah, and I think you can tell I enjoyed it. At the end of the video, I had talked about death, and I had talked about how I don't have a fear of death. I was going to say I have a death wish, but I don't have a death wish. I just don't fear death. I'm looking forward to my spiritual realm experience. Just like our physical realm experiences are all different, our spiritual realm experiences will all be different as well. I'm excited to enter into the spiritual realm because I do have questions. And as you can see in the Ascension of Isaiah, Isaiah had some really good questions. I'm going to go right into the introduction of my book, and I'm going to try to read as quickly as possible. The introduction, Book of Taurence. Within our awareness of American society, most wise and mature people understand that hate, deception, and war, along with white supremacy, the theory of evolution, and eugenics, have collectively weakened our thoughts about a spiritual source and or a power greater than ourselves. Those powerful and egotistical thoughts that closely align with certain intellectuals, if then reasoning, have all helped to distance our modern day human spiritual connection. So instead of standing in awe with the fullness of humanity and with the fullness of our natural world, most modern day scientists primarily stand in awe with themselves and with their own discoveries about the physical world. This in turn tends to diminish how most people contemplate and appreciate the natural world around us. Contemplate on all of the events in the sky, the vastness of the universe, and the speed that certain astronomical objects travel through space. Do the sun, earth, and moon have consciousness? The basic narrative regarding the creation of humans per the Holy Scriptures begin with this. Humans are valuable, we have a purpose, and we have meaning beyond our physical existence. In terms of our ancient past, humans and angels have a very close attachment. There are parts of the angels and parts of the universe inside of humans. This ancient history was orally spoken as well as written in different languages. From the Holy Scriptures perspective, humans play the leading role within the creation narrative. Our modern day scientific narrative says that humans weren't created by an intelligent designer from the highest spiritual form to a lower physical form, but we evolved from an actual animal to an animal human type with no possibility of becoming a spirit being. That deflating narrative is a weak attempt by most modern day intellectuals to downplay our ancient ancestors' words about our human spiritual connection. Even Charles Darwin was surprised at how quickly his theory took hold inside the imaginations of the intellectuals and in the American public. The sad part is, white supremacy has created an America that's now the land of money-loving, over-competitive, sensitive supremacists who are spoiled in abundance. Humility in accepting correction is not an American trait. It's obviously clear that most people are stuck in their ways. The other sad part is certain white supremacists hate certain white people, and certain black supremacists hate certain black people, which should say to us that hate is less about skin color, but more about a spiritual influence. And just like love is skin color blind, so is hate. It's all just skin. A variety of different beautiful shades of skin. There is no real skin to character formula for good or bad behavior. White skin supremacy was birthed or created by the elites after Bacon's Rebellion around the 1680s. That was around the time when black and white unity defeated the elites over tobacco. Before that time, most black and white people were primarily indentured servants who mainly identified themselves by their places of birth, not their skin color. Again, skin color hate was created by the elites, motivated by a spiritual influence, and it was the perfect ideology or deception to use to usher in chattel slavery and American hate. Call me naive or out of touch, but I still believe in black and white unity. Spiritually speaking, I've seen it before. I am not an American critic or dissident. However, just like family can talk about family, I can talk about America. We have a beautiful love-hate relationship. Physically, she's given me everything I could ask for. Good music, a good education, good experiences, and so many good people, both men and women of all skin colors, who have motivated and enhanced me. Spiritually, through my environment, I had to learn at a young age about good and bad behavior and the meaning of good and bad treatment. Discipline mattered in my household. I admit to being a dissident of white supremacy and the theory of evolution. Those ideas and morals go against physical nature and the love thy neighbor principle. The two beliefs go hand in hand with creating the arrogance of white intelligence, which often doubts and denies the spiritual realm and black people's intelligence. And unfortunately, most white people worldwide have accepted that thinking. This writing attempts to explain the authority, the principles, and the results of white supremacy, the theory of evolution, and war. Those three concepts blatantly devalue our humanity and basically says that certain people can be discarded or thrown away. As an optimist, I can clearly see goodness and beauty in our future, especially without the influence of white supremacy or any other type of supremacy that stands in the way of goodness and beauty. Will anything in America ever change? Will the hatred of the elites and the evil of the military rule America forever? Saying no is a type of instant optimism to my soul. The truth doesn't always hurt, and peace is always relevant. Now, the first chapter of my book, I kind of talk about whether we believe in a creator or not. And one of the things that I do highlight in the book is that because there is an intelligent creator who has a purpose for creation, the creator will reveal itself within the creation. And that's what the theory of evolution cannot do. It can't reveal itself within creation, and it can't tell us why we're here, what's our true nature, and what's our purpose for living. And that's because the theory of evolution is present day myth talk, or more specifically, white supremacy framed into an intellectual paradigm. I'm going to repeat that again. White supremacy framed into an intellectual paradigm. The theory of evolution is a phony theory. When I was a grad student at the University of Delaware, I wrote a paper about the theory of evolution called Fact or Faith. And the theory of evolution, it's just intellectuals trying to put themselves above God, above the supreme being, above the Almighty, above the spiritual source, above the intelligent creator, and they just can't do that. They don't have the intellectual capability to do that, and they don't have the vision. So the theory of evolution, it's very influential. Unfortunately, it is very influential, and it has affected the minds of a lot of people. The next video that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna read about the Almighty as if the Almighty is broadcasting on the air.